So good morning students. Today we are going to have a new section. So we are going to enter our science lab. So the science lab is very different from the different classrooms that we have. So there is a definite code of conduct that you have to follow in our lab. And in science there are different sections, that is chemistry section, physics and biology. In chemistry we will be discussing about the various kind of chemical reactions and about what matter is composed of and all. In physics we will be discussing about the nature and properties of matter, while in biology we will be discussing about various living systems and about life. So in the first section, that is when you are getting to a lab, you must know some safety informations. So the safety informations will be explained by Mr. Solon. So Sir will also be joining with us through our journey through science. So let's move on to the section.
Good morning students. I am going to discuss you some of the general lab precautions that you need to follow in the lab. First of all, you should be very disciplined in the lab. Next, you should always wear lab coat while entering the lab, because there is a potential risk of you harming with the chemical agents. You can also use your goggles as instructed by your teacher. You should not eat or drink in the lab, as well as you should never touch, taste or smell any of the chemical reagents provided in the lab. Do not perform any of the unauthorized experiments in the lab. And finally, you should always wash your hands before leaving the lab. So these are some of the general rules that you need to follow while in the lab. Coming to the biology section of our lab, as you can see, we have models of different body parts as well as specimens of various organisms. And finally, we have a model of a human skeleton system.
As you can see, this is one of the most important devices that we use in a biology lab. This is a microscope. Actually, microscopes are of different types, like light microscope, compound microscope, electron microscope and all. Microscope uses different lenses to see small objects, small microorganisms. As you can see, this is a slide that we use in a microscope. And this is a permanent slide. There are temporary slides also.
Let us open our chemistry cupboard. As you can see, there are several glasswares. This is a beaker. This is a standard flask. This is a conical flask. And there are several funnels. And beneath we can see lot of chemical reagents. As these all are glasswares, you should take special care of them.
Okay, now let's discuss some sample experiments for chemistry. So before going to that, this is a test tube and this is a test tube stand. This is a test tube holder that we use to hold the test tube. Whenever we are going to heat the test tube or do some reactions, we will use this test tube holder for safety. Now, this is a dropper. This dropper we use to take chemicals such as acids or bases so that it won't waste or it won't go out. Okay, now let's do some reactions. So as you can see, let's see whether there is some color changes for these reactions. There is no color change in that. I'm adding the same thing to the next test tube. Will the color change? As you can see, when the same reagent was added to two different test tubes, the color changed. So that means these test tubes had different chemicals in that, which shows that labeling of test tube is very necessary. And what is the reason for this? We'll discuss in higher classes. Just know this was an indication test for acids and bases. Okay, and now this is some other solution. So what will happen when it is added to this one? Let's see the reaction. As you can see, this was an orange colored solution and it turned to color red. So these are the different kind of chemical reactions in our lab that we can do. The reasons we will study after in higher classes. Okay. Have you thought of the reason for this? So here we have a balloon which is inflated and here is a bottle something and inside it some solution is there. Do you know what it is? What could be this one? Okay, in higher classes you will learn that this is because of a process known as fermentation. Okay, so this you study in higher classes, but just know this is a simple science experiment that we do. Okay, so inside the bottle we have yeast. On fermenting, it would produce carbon dioxide gas. You have studied about carbon dioxide gas, right? So the carbon dioxide gas is filling this balloon. Okay.
Coming to the physics section of lab, as you can see, we are equipped with various equipments. There are magnets, different kinds of magnets, horseshoe magnet, bar magnet, ring magnets. Then we also have tools, equipments for measurement of current and voltage, that is ammeter and voltmeter, etc. And we are demonstrating a simple activity with the help of magnet. As you can see, this is a failure suspended bar magnet. It will align in the direction of north to south direction of earth magnetic field. As you can see, when we twist it, the direction of the bar magnet will not change because it is aligned automatically with the earth's magnetic field. Then here is another cool experiment. That is it. In this first case, you can see the magnets are attached to each other. But when we flip the ring, it will deviate. Without, see, it is deviating. Can you explain why it is happening, sir?
Because in this case, here there are the like poles. So, like a bar magnet, here in this ring magnet also it would be having the north and south poles. So, when like poles are brought close to each other, they will repel each other. But in the case of unlike poles, they will attract each other. So that's the reason why in the first case, they attracted in the first case. But in the second case, when he repelled it, when he flipped it, it was the like poles coming together and therefore it was repelled from each other. So this is a basic experiment that we do in lower classes to find out the poles of magnet. So as Taha explained, we have different equipments in our physics section that we can do for higher experiments. So there are equipments like magnifying glasses, then ammeters and voltmeters, then we have springs that will help to understand forces and about compression and all. So the thing is that we have well-equipped laboratory for you to study various reactions and various natural phenomena and all. So I hope you have got an idea about our whole lab in this video. So from the next video onwards, we'll be including practical sections also, which would help you to understand more about the topics clearly. So hope to see you all soon. Until then, we can all see our lab visually. That's it. Thank you.